A Des Moines coaching legend spent decades mentoring athletes and coaching them to state titles.
Don Graves set out to do something no person like him had ever done before in Iowa.
KCCI's Jody Long has his story in tonight's Project Community Report.
That's kind of fun.
The basement of this 1950s home is Don Graves' own personal museum.
Yeah, it's quite something. It's Coach of the Year.
The memories hung on its wood-paneled walls
That one
seem like just yesterday.
has been a few years ago.
They're moments Don cherish.
Central Iowa Metropolitan League Coach of the Year plaque.
Even decades later.
Yeah, because it's from other coaches. That means a lot from your buddies.
Coach Graves earned countless accolades and awards during his impressive 41 years at Des Moines schools. Most of that time spent coaching track and cross country at East High. He has just about every picture and newspaper clipping to prove it, all of them still in mint condition. A snapshot of history.
Never thought about it much, but as I look back, there's a lot of people of color now that have followed me, and then I said, wow, look what I started, and hope it doesn't end.
In the 60s, Graves became the first black coach in Des Moines schools. Before that, at a time when black and white photos were the norm, this coach broke the color barrier.
Well, I happened to see an ad in the paper, they're looking for a coach. Applied for it, told him I was a person of color. A small town takes a big step, hires a Negro coach. 1958, January the 19th. That was printed in the Des Moines paper.
6 years before the Civil Rights Act outlawed discrimination, he was hired as Iowa's first African-American coach, making $4,000 a year coaching basketball at Randall, now part of South Hamilton schools. He says his family was never treated unfairly or name-called in the white community where they lived. Instead, they were met with open arms.
No flags burning in the yard, no crosses, no, all these letters and things in there, all these are from people that congratulated me, and most of them were Caucasian people.
You might think such an accomplishment would get to someone's head. For Don, it never did, because it was never about him.
I love seeing those kids work hard, get good rewards. Many of them have gone on to do great things, and matter of fact, the Valley High School principal is one of my track people.
What? I was not that fast. I was not that strong of a runner, and the fact that he remembered just shows what kind of a coach he was.
Former East High School athlete David Maxwell.
There are pieces of Coach Graves that he instilled in me that helped me become the leader that I am and the person that I am.
Let's see, there was something else I was going to show you.
Now, Graves will be the first to tell you he never set out to make history. He just needed a job. The soon-to-be 90-year-old enduring the race as I was first, passing the baton for others to keep winning.
If I can do it and help other people, I think that's something that needs to be continued on.
In Des Moines, Jody Long, KCCI 8 News, Iowa's news leader.
Well, Coach, thanks for sharing your talents and your story. Boy, we appreciate you. By the way, Don Graves turns 90 years old next month, and he still walks on his treadmill daily. His most recent accomplishment, being inducted into the Iowa Association of Track Coaches Hall of Fame in 2022.